What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's the Resistance. Shout outs to everybody in the stream. I'm back at y'all. Shout outs to Jeanette Chambers. Hello, how are you? Shout outs to all the other 14 people in the stream. Got a little lineup tonight. I wasn't really expecting to go live, but I'm pretty sure that some of y'all was anticipating to see me tonight. So I spent a couple hours looking for some content worthwhile. Almost wasn't going to go live, but I found a few things. I scrounged some things up, put some stuff together for y'all, and we're going to get into it. Once again, shout out to everybody in chat. Marie Antoinette, hey there, how you doing? April Johnson, hey, what's going on? All right, so this is a YouTube splurge. Let's just call it a YouTube splurge. I'm all over the place on YouTube today. Oh, it's crazy. Like I said, I got a program for y'all. Definitely got a program, so it won't be short of that tonight. It's always a program every time I come on live for y'all. I'm just looking to see what's going on right now. Still got James Madison audits. He's live. Taco Bell loitering and prowling with Honor Your Oath. So that's James Madison audits and Honor Your Oath together. It was a situation that James Madison mirrored. There was a video that he mirrored of a young man who had purchased some Taco Bell and went over to the next parking lot over to enjoy his Taco Bell, and he was arrested. He was arrested, ladies and gentlemen. So James Madison...
CWI audits. He's a great player. Quick to name drop.
James Madison, he's over here live now in the same parking lot and purchased Taco Bell with Honor Your Oath. Shout out to James Madison. Y'all know about him. Subscribe to him. There goes his channel right there. James Madison Audits. 101,000 subscribers.
To name drop. Do you find it odd that JFK files are still being withheld, but you can watch Lee Harvey Oswald being shot on YouTube? Isn't that crazy? Yes, someone says, come on, satire questions. You guys are just LOLing.
So like I said, he's out there right now. He's following up from the young man who purchased Taco Bell and went to the next lot over to enjoy his Taco Bell and got arrested. Well, he did the same thing, and he wants to see if the same thing's going to happen to him. James Madison Audits. All right, what else we got going on here? Who else is live? Rakita Law interview with Eric Rowland, Funimation voice actor, Jussie Smollett trial, and Don Lemon involvement breakdown. That's what we got going on there. Okay, let's get into my situation. We got a crazy-ass cop, ladies and gentlemen. A crazy-ass instructor that wants to teach you how to disarm those who pulled out a weapon on you. Let's check this crazy cop out.
Detroit Urban File.
Oops. Here we go.
What to do if someone abducts you and they're sitting in the back seat with a weapon to the side of your skull.
Wow.
The way that works, Brennan, we're going to share with you what to do if someone abducts you and they're sitting in the back seat with a weapon to the side of your skull. The way that works.
Let's slow that down a little bit. I wouldn't advise you guys to do no shit like this because you might get yourself killed. But let's slow that down real quick. This is how he does his thing, and this is how he wants you to do it if you got a gun behind your head. Wow.
Detroit Urban Files. The way that works.
So he's trying to explain to you how that works. You just seen it. I don't know if you guys would try it. I know I wouldn't.
Where that works. Number one, move in. Grab the barrel and frame, redirect. The finger's going to be caught from the aggressor, and now you have the weapon. The way that works. Number one, we move what's in front of the gun. Same time, we lift our arm up, which pins the top of the frame and the barrel to the actual.
So with the gun discharge, you telling me the back of your arm ain't gonna burn like a motherfucker? Let's see that again.
To the actual seat, pins the top of the frame and the way that works. Number one, we move what's in front of the gun. Same time, we lift our arm up, which pins the top of the frame and the barrel to the actual seat, grabbing the grip, redirecting the weapon. You have control. Detroit Urban Survival Training. We do not encourage you to resist, but if you do, we hope these options will help you make the right decisions to have intelligent options to increase your survivability.
Watch this one that's coming up next. This one crazy.
Detroit Urban Survival Training. We're going to share with you what to do if you are in a vehicle and someone has abducted you and they have a firearm. Number one, you want to always agree with them. You want to join with them, mirror, placate. Do not disagree. If the barrel is here, we're going to move what's in front of the barrel as best we can, grab the barrel and redirect it back towards them so we can take control of the weapon. If your head is here and they got it to your temple, you're going to move your head back, grab the front and rear, redirect the barrel right into their mouth.
Wow.
In this situation, it's in your rib cage. You're going to take your hand, temple, you're going to move your head back, grab the front and rear, redirect the barrel right into their mouth.
Okay.
In this situation, it's in your rib cage. You're going to take your hand, go straight in, push it into your ribs. It's going to flip out really fast so you can get control of the weapon.
Oh, wow.
It's going to flip out really fast. In your rib cage, you're going to take your hand, go straight in, push it into your ribs. It's going to flip out really fast so you can get control of the weapon quickly.
So he said the handgun is going to flip out on its own. It's going to take direction. This dude is crazy.
In this situation, it's in your rib cage. You're going to take your hand, go straight in, push it into your ribs. It's going to flip out really fast so you can get control of the weapon quickly. The way this works, we pin the barrel in to the chest, grab the rear. Now you have control of the weapon. This will increase your survivability if you decide to resist. Detroit Urban Survival Training. If you are victimized by a carjacking.
This one right here is crazy. This one right here takes the top.
We're going to share with you some intelligent options to help you survive. We do not encourage you to resist. If the carjacker just wants the car, give them the car. If they want to take you and or your child, do not allow that to happen because you probably will not survive, according to experts, at a secondary location. If the gun is to the rear of your head, pin here to the column, drive away. It'll peel out. If it's here in the window, head forward, you're offline, grab the barrel, redirect.
You fucking cop.
If the weapon is more to the front, head goes forward, weapon goes up and back, and now you have the weapon. This is how the gun disarm works. Number one, move what's in front of the barrel always. So if it's more to the front, I move to the rear. Grabbing the barrel, frame, up, back towards the person. If it's this side, I move my head to the front, then you would actually come under, redirecting, now you have the weapon. This is what you would do if you decide to resist, and this would increase your survivability. Detroit Urban Survival Training. Detroit Urban Survival Training. We're going to share with you what to do if you are in a vehicle and someone has...
Shout out to everybody that just got in, especially from YouTube. I hit the live button on YouTube late. Shout out to everybody that's joining me on Facebook as well. I'm looking at a crazy cop here who's trying to instruct you on how to save your own life if somebody pulls out a gun. Well, my mouth always worked for these whole 43 years. I'm not trying no new shit. Shout out to Level Wise to See, Miss B, Perfect Sense When Needed, Shane Booster, Jeanette Chambers, Anthony Victors. What's going on, bro? April Johnson. Appreciate y'all. Marie Antoinette. Let's get into it.
You and they have a firearm. Number one, you want to always agree with them. You want to join with them, mirror, placate. Do not disagree. If the barrel is here, we're going to move what's in front of the barrel as best we can, grab the barrel, and redirect it back towards them so we can take control of the weapon. If your head is here and they got it to your temple, you're going to move your head back, grab the front and rear, redirect the barrel right into their mouth.
Wow.
In this situation, it's in your rib cage. You're going to take your hand.
He on some Jet Li shit with it. Hold on, this is the channel. If you, for your entertainment purposes, if you want to see more of this guy, the channel is called Detroit Threat Management Center. All right, he got a lot of shit. He has a lot of shit. This dude,
straight in, push it in.
He has a lot of stuff to show you.
Your ribs, it's going to flip out really fast so you can get control of the weapon quickly.
He said it's going to flip out real fast.
The way this works, we pin the barrel in to the chest, grab the rear, right into their mouth. In this situation, it's in your rib cage. You're going to take your hand, go straight in, push it into your ribs. It's going to flip out really fast so you can get control of the weapon quickly. The way this works, we pin the barrel in to the chest, grab the rear. Now you have control of the weapon.
But he's explaining to you how it works, okay? This is, if you're mobile and physical like that, that's the way it works. You just do it just the way he says do it, and boom, your life is saved. Shout out to Michael Russell. What's up, bro?
Increase your survivability if you decide to resist. Detroit Urban Survival Training. If you are victimized by a carjacking, we're going to share with you some intelligent options to help you survive.
That dude, he's a clown. From what I hear, his name is Officer Rodriguez. He got a lot of TikTok videos, and he has that video right here. I'm going to show it to y'all one more time. Let me blow it up so y'all can see it. This is not a joke. This is real. He is an officer. All right. Detroit Threat Management Center. That's the name of the channel. 1.21 million subscribers. Wow. A lot of bootlickers over there. All right, let's get on to the next situation. What we got going on? Like I said, I'm all over the place, y'all. I'm just a YouTube splurge. I got a program. I'm just all over the place on YouTube right now. Where we at? Watch later. Okay. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Joshua H, what's going on? Appreciate y'all. What we got going on in these comments? Level wise to see. Oh, these guys are used instead of LEO in Detroit and killing by cops as deceased. Perfect sense when Nita said, forget that ish. I ain't snatching no gun from nobody. I know that's right. This dude's a clown. I gotta watch him.
We do not encourage you to resist. If the carjacker just wants the car, give them the car. If they want to take you and or your child, do not allow that to happen because you probably will not survive, according to experts, at a secondary location. If the gun is to the rear of your head, pin here to the column, drive away. It'll peel out.
This dude can't be serious, yo. Like, I'm telling you, my mouth has worked for me many times. I'm not about to use my arm to get a gun out the way. I'm sorry. Nope.
If it's here in the window, head forward. You're offline. Grab the barrel, redirect. If the weapon is more to the front, head goes forward, weapon goes up and back, and now you have the weapon. This is how the gun disarm works. Number one, move what's in front of the barrel always. So if it's more to the front, I move to the rear. Grabbing the barrel, frame, up, back towards the person. If it's this side, I move my head to the front, then you would actually come under, redirecting, now you have the weapon.
Yeah, okay. You talk that shit. Yeah, okay. I'm not doing nothing dude saying. Nothing. Let's move along. Let's get into a good old school jailhouse beating by your local correctional officer. Uh-oh. Got a commercial there. Oh no, this is the video. Here we go. So it says Kuan or Quan. I'm not sure how that's correctly pronounced, but I'm going to say Quan. Quan Barnett, 20, was beaten as retaliation for 2 earlier incidents in which Barnett spit water at guards.
Resisting! Stop resisting! Stop resisting!
So as you can see, in here, you have Quan in the background shrieking. He's speaking in a shriek. And you hear the regular old jargon. Only difference is these are not police officers. These are correctional officers who, in my opinion, are much worse. Much, much worse because they get away with a lot of stuff. They can hide a lot of things within the confines of those prison walls, okay? So the regular jargon is stop resisting. That goes all around law enforcement. I don't care what agency, FBI, DEA, CIA, local police, sheriff department, what the fuck ever. So regular jargon throughout the whole community is stop resisting. He's in the background shrieking, I'm not resisting. He's saying I'm not resisting. So we see how this is already playing out.
Stop resisting! Stop resisting! Stop resisting!
Shout outs Underground Auditor. Dreaming more.
Stop resisting! Put your hand behind your back! Put your hand behind your back! Barnett!
I mean, we can clearly see, even if we can't see Quan, we can clearly see that no resistance is going on. How could there be? You got what? 3 guys on his back. You have 1 on his legs. Okay? Look at my cursor. He's on his legs. Okay? This guy, he's in his midsection. Either on his stomach or his back, but I'm pretty sure they have him on his stomach. This guy, he's controlling the upper area. How much resisting can there be?
Hands behind your back now! I have the taser out, so don't be making any moves, all right? I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Don't move.
Pleading and crying. I see no resisting. I see no resisting 30 seconds before this right here. I see no resisting at all. All right? Pleading and crying is what I hear.
I'm sorry, Dawson. I'm sorry, Lord. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. 25-13. You want to support this too? Don't move, Barnett. Comply with the directives. I'm sorry. You got restraints on him?
You got restraints on leg. Reynolds, you got leg. I'm sorry.
Get your restraints on him.
Please, you have legs. How you got legs?
You don't get legs now. Get legs. Don't move. I'm sorry.
We got 3 full-bodied men on him. All right? Here we go. We got 3 full-bodied men. Look like this is his legs right here. So he's on his legs. This guy up here he's controlling the upper area. And he's controlling the mid area. And he's telling him don't move. The guy with the black jacket on, with the black sleeve, with his hand on his shoulder, a correctional officer that's holding his mid area down.
Is that responsible?
Level Wise said full body to say the least. Yeah, I was being kind of kind there, okay? These are the guys who have to be in the confines of prison walls because they can't make it a half a block on the street. All right? They're going to drop the gun. They're going to be panting. Tired as a motherfucker. Perfect sense there. How can he move? Exactly. Dreamland Moore. Prison guards are a-holes. I've known some. They brag about the crap they do to prisoners. They disgust me. Oh, they're real cold-blooded pieces of shits. Trust me. I know.
We're gonna get him up. We're gonna take him on, get him in the restraint chair. Get the restraint chair ready. Comply with directives.
You know, all this directives as far as don't move, stop resisting, comply with the directives, all for the camera. So when it does go in front of the people for review, it can be said that, well, we said everything that needed to be said. We did everything according to policy. We didn't break policy at all, which is bullshit. Because while they was down there, what you didn't see was them applying pressure points, probably had their fucking thumb drilling in their ear, okay? Drilling in the man's ear. He probably was trying to rip his fucking nose off under all that melee that you couldn't see, all right? Just imagine, this is to the guys, all right? When we were young, no matter how old you are now, when you were 17, 18, 19 years old playing football in the street or in the park, it got nasty under the huddle. Okay? It got nasty under that thing. It got nasty under there. And people kicking, jabbing, all that stuff, especially if you playing people you don't like. Well, guess what? They didn't like this motherfucker right here, and they did him dirty.
I have my taser drawn, so.
Sound like Dreamland Moore has some more info on this. She said they said he was unresponsive, yet they keep talking to him like he can hear. That's clearly for the camera. Exactly. I had to rewind it because I heard other inmates say you're going to pay for that bitch. I have no idea if they're talking to officers or the inmate, but I mean, if I was a betting man, I would say they was talking to the officers. I would hope they was talking to the officers, but no matter what he did, okay, it's clear he is no threat to these COs. So all this that's going on was not needed at all.
I have my taser drawn, so.
Notice the infrastructure. For those who don't know the inside of these walls, notice the infrastructure. There's nothing soft. There's no cushioning on the edges of anything. This is why, one of the reasons why it's so dangerous in these places, because anything and everything can be considered a weapon. Shout out to James Barnes. How you doing, bro? Anything and everything can be considered a weapon. If you trip and fall, you better put your hand or some part of your body in front of your face, or, because it's going to hurt if you don't. You're going to hit something hard, especially within the cell. Within the cells, it's very dangerous to have a fight in the cell because you punch the man, he hit the corner of the bed, he's done. Vice versa. He hits you, you hit the back of your head on the toilet. All that shit's metal. All of it's metal. Shout out to Logan Payne.
Comply with the directives, all right?
Yes, sir.
Your spit mascot. He likes to spit on everybody. He's a spitter. Get it out.
There you go. Now he's not saying that he's a spitter he's not full of glee saying that he's a spitter. Oh no. That means he has something for his ass. Actually, all those blue shirts had something for his ass. And I don't know if he was spitting or if he wasn't, but if he was, I'm pretty sure it didn't have nothing on what they did to him, on the ass whooping that they warmed over on him. Shout out to Miss B. She says choking 6-on-1. His 12, ladies and gentlemen, is pulling his head. Do you hear the mumbles? The mumbles and the crumbles in his voice. He's and that's not because he's bitching because of crying. That's because he can't get no air in. He's pulling his neck all the way the fuck back. Listen. Oh, do you see how he's pulling on his shit, ladies and gentlemen? Do you see how he's pulling on the man's shit? On his neck, by the chin, 2 hands. This man is big as hell, every bit of 230 pounds. Uh-huh. 2 thumbs on his nose. He's basically a murder tactic. 2 thumbs on his motherfucking nose. Look at it. Let me pull it back a little bit. Let me pull it back. Look at this shit. 2 thumbs on the nose. All this 8 fingers under the chin, pulling up, 2 thumbs pressing down, simultaneously pulling his fucking neck back, trying to stretch it like a giraffe. This is attempted murder. So we have Perfect Sense when needed. Shout out to Perfect Sense when needed. Very, very loyal supporter. She says they have got to know that what they are doing is not cool. Let me tell you, a lot of these prisons, they're purposely situated in rural areas, okay, where the occupants of those rural areas have never came in contact with the people from the inner city, okay? The only thing that they know about the people from the inner city is what the media projects and put in these people's psyche. That, we go all the way back to 81, 82, 83, with crack babies, the crack epidemic. That's what the media projected when it came to us, and that's what they would filter. They didn't give a fuck about us. So when they were employed to monitor us, they went off the information that they've been getting from the media.
He's out in the restraint chair to do them.
Shout outs Underground Auditor. Let me scroll back up real quick. Shout outs Underground Auditor because he says something very important. And right here, the chair of doom. You get in that chair, you got problems.
Over here.
Shout out to Miss B. She says the main thing these white supremacists forget is that they are being recorded, and now victims are holding these cameras accountable. Shout outs to her.
I want more.
And that's what he suffered through those 5 minutes and 30 seconds. That's what he received. And that's just the face, all right? We ain't going to talk about how the hard boots went all up his ass and how they kneed him all in the back, causing injury, in his back area or whatnot. We ain't going to talk about that shit. We're just going to talk about what's going on right here, what we can see. I try to show you everything that I can see. I know a lot of people, I know you get squeamish when this type shit happens, when I pull this shit up. And this is mild resistance flavor right here, to be honest with you. This is on some mild shit. I done show some shit and made a motherfucker get out the room. Quan Barnett got his ass beat by 6 COs who didn't give a fuck about him. And they probably still don't give a fuck. I don't know the outcome of this. All I know is I just seen this video and I had to show it to y'all. But if you want to know more about it, Wisconsin inmate Quan Barnett being beaten on by correctional officers. This was enough. See, this should be enough for you to dig into it and figure out what really happened on the situation. Let me go into the, here we go. 2 former guards were convicted of unlawfully beating Quan Barnett in his cell, and now he has sued the former guards who were convicted of unlawfully beating him up in his cell. Along with 4 other guards, he says, Sorry about that. Along with 4 other guards, he says, enabled or didn't stop the attack. On October 25th, 2018, he spit water at a guard, Russell Goldsmith, through an opening in the cell. The next day, Barnett spit water at guard Tara Woodruff through the opening. Later that second day, Goldsmith and guard Michael Thompson returned to Barnett's cell. And after Woodruff opened it, entered it, and beat Barnett, gouged his eyes, and bit back his fingers as he tried to protect himself by going into a fetal position. Then Goldsmith dragged him to another area of the cell block while keeping him in a chokehold and put him in a restraint chair. So it was retaliation. Under the law, they cannot do that. Okay? They can penalize him under the law. He could get a whole asshole full of time. He could get penalized like a motherfucker under the law. But you cannot retaliate. That is not under the law. Nope, sorry. Y'all fucked up. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I appreciate y'all. I got more coming up, but before I get into that, let's get into this. Hit the likes. Everybody about to get killed out here. Like it for everybody. That's right. Like it for everybody. Like it for your goddamn self. Consider as you educating your damn self when you see this shit. Okay? Whether you stay away from it, whatever you do, but know your rights. Know what the fuck's going on. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I appreciate all y'all. The Queen, Renetta Williams, she is in the building. Shout outs to the Queen, Renetta Williams, all the way from Wynn, Arkansas. All right, what I got going on next? Oh, yeah. Chief Gannon. Y'all remember Chief Gannon, ladies and gentlemen, the chief of police in Brooklyn Center? Well, he had something to say after being fired from his position.
This month, but tonight a behind-the-scenes look at what happened after the killing of Dante Wright.
And it comes from the former police chief,
Shout out to
Gannon,
New Guru,
who was forced to resign because he would not fire then officer Kim Potter. Tonight, Gannon is breaking his silence, talking to Tom Lydon of the Fox 9 investigators. Tom.
Randy, Kelsey, it is a wide-ranging interview. He would not go into detail about Kim Potter because he will likely be called as a witness at her trial. But he had plenty to say about the protests, the activists, and the mayor who wanted him gone.
It ended my professional law enforcement career. It did.
Tim Gannon is a man without regrets. He's also without a job.
I just wasn't ready to give it up.
After spending 27 years with the Brooklyn Center Police Department, it all fell apart in just 48 hours. The former chief forced to resign last April after Officer Kim Potter killed Dante Ross.
I just shot him.
Why did you think it was important for the public to see that video?
Tom, of all the decisions I made, which
shout out to Man Matt,
about to be 100 decisions in 2 days, that was probably one of the easiest ones to release that video. I wanted the community to know that we were going to be honest, transparent, and if it looked bad, it looked bad. But I was going to get it out there to the public because I thought that's what my obligation as a police chief was to do.
The chief released the video the very next day, but not soon enough for the crowd that gathered that first night. Initially at the crime scene.
Y'all remember that motherfuckers was mad as shit. That 2 hours later, people was out there thick. Okay, they wasn't trying to hear nothing. That's why he released it, because the crowd thickened.
Then at the police station, the crowd growing with each passing hour. Gannon says he feared another third precinct.
Soup cans, pop cans, bricks, all sorts of different things. We had low-level fireworks that were launched at us. It was unbelievable. In almost 30 years of police work, I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen that level of violence and aggression expressed towards police officers. And
he's right. He's never seen it. I totally believe him. I believe everything that he's saying is being honest right now, because he was too busy giving it.
In my whole career, I've just never seen that.
It was that aggression of the police that really just turned everything up.
Jaylani Hussein was also there and says he tried to broker a peace, but was told the chief was too busy to talk. He says police actually energized the crowd that night by turning the police station into a militarized zone.
At that moment when the problem could have been solved very simply, because no one from our side made any aggression to the building until they came out with their riot gear and stood up.
That's not completely true. That is not completely true. Go back into the catalog, check the workout. I went over the situation when Duante Wright got shot. I went over the situation when it was protests for several nights. And I'm going to say that it was not completely true. And when he speak about our part, I'm thinking about we the people that was on the other side of that police state that was out there for those several days. And there were people causing interruptions, and they were in a small group, and he had certain color on, and they were throwing things, and they were yelling at the police, kind of things about burn the precinct down and stuff like that. And we don't have to get into what their names are because we know who they were. And when those people were doing that, the police, directed that heat on everybody
in front and created a line. He said, here's the battle, now you come.
By Monday morning, Mayor Mike Elliott told the chief he needed to be at a 10 a.m. community meeting before his press conference.
I walked in, and to be honest with you, Tom,
shout out to Lake Speed.
Very many, if any, citizens from Brooklyn Center. It turned out to be a number of activists from Minneapolis and St. Paul that the mayor had invited in to give, basically to ridicule the way that I had handled the protest the night before.
Backed by the mayor, the activists wanted Kim Potter fired immediately.
And I said
wanted her head. Wanted her head. You hear me? What? Wanted her head. We couldn't understand why she wasn't charged. That's what the fuck problem we had. Why isn't this woman charged? We wanted her head.
Officers do due process like any other police officer or city employee that we currently employ. There's a process. Nowhere in the policy does it say you can disregard this policy if you have political pressure. It doesn't say that. So I did what I thought any other police chief would do.
Let me take that back real quick.
No police officers.
Excuse me. I'm sorry about that. But you see how he quick to put politics in it? Instead of talking about what actually happened?
The employee that we currently employ. There's a process. Nowhere in the policy does it say you can disregard this policy if you have political pressure. It doesn't say that. So I did what I thought any other police chief would do.
It had nothing to do with that. It had nothing to do with political pressure. It had to do with what we seen in the video, because what happened in the video is the reason why there's a trial today. So what the fuck was you lagging on?
Which the whole public and everybody wanted to know. And he said he didn't know what the reason was.
Giuliani Hussein was also at that meeting. He says the chief was defensive, couldn't answer the most basic questions, like why had Dante Wright been stopped to begin with.
He is displaying exactly the problem with law enforcement. Accountability and transparency is critical for any institution and organization.
What about due process?
And due process.
For the officer.
Absolutely.
How do you balance both?
Dante Wright being killed in the manner that he was, and for us to get that video available for the public on the next day was critical. That's transparency.
And he did that.
Yes. Now, with that information there's enough information for them to make a determination about what decision that they make about the officer.
Didn't I just say that? Didn't I just say that's the reason why we're at a trial today? Is because it wasn't how he handled the situation the first night. I actually didn't have a problem of how he handled the protest situation the first night. It was the nights after that. It's all in the lives that I covered over there in Brooklyn Center. Okay? And it started with that little group who kept agitating the police. And we all know all they need is just a little cat hair tickling the back of their neck for them to start throwing smoke bombs and cracking motherfuckers over top of their head. That's all they need. We already know that. And they was just giving them more than enough. That little small group I'm talking about that was wearing black and they were throwing things. And they usually always, doing some provocateur shit,
Meanwhile, the chief had another problem. The BCA was bailing on his 11 a.m. press conference.
In talking to Drew Evans, the superintendent, he said that was because I had elected to show the video so early. And that was against what their recommendation is.
Because you decided.
So now we got some in-house shit going on. We ain't got nothing to fuck with we ain't got nothing to do with that. Okay? Motherfuckers bailed out on you because you did the right thing. Stand up. You did what you had to do and they got you the fuck out of there. But what you were supposed to do was bring Kim Potter's head to the people. We needed some type of charge. We needed some type of charge on her. And you didn't give her that. You didn't give us that.
Showed that video of the shooting of Dante Wright. The BCA said, we're out. We're not going to show up at your press conference.
That was the explanation I was given by the superintendent.
After getting off the phone with the BCA, the activists he had met with earlier were now at an employee entrance to the police department.
And at that time, I saw my commanders, my senior commanders, all three of them, were holding people back from coming in from the south.
They're at the entrance because you didn't bring us her head. You seen the video. We seen what happened. It's time for a head to come in. Okay? It should have been rolling with charges. No, y'all don't do that.
Outdoor. They were there. And they had been escorted over to the police department by the mayor. And the mayor was with them at the time.
Reluctantly, the chief granted them access to his press briefing, where he would show the body cam footage.
This was an accidental discharge that resulted in the tragic death of Mr. Wright.
And while there was tension with the mayor, the chief had the full support of the longtime city manager, Kurt Bogany.
This employee will receive due process, and that's really all that I can say today.
You have talked about her having due process, although Dante Wright did not get due process in that situation.
What it devolved into with having the activists there was it kind of moved into a rally. And that wasn't my intention. My intention was to be able to answer questions and get my message out there. But unfortunately, it wasn't allowed to happen that way.
You believe the activists had Mayor Elliott's ear, that they were instructing him what to do.
I absolutely believe that.
That Monday afternoon, at an emergency council meeting, Mayor Elliott was given emergency powers over the police department. But he still couldn't fire Kim Potter or Chief Gannon. Only the city manager could do that, and Bogany refused. So the council, at the mayor's request, voted 5-1 to
Mayor Mike Elliott, effective immediately, our city manager has been relieved of his duties, and the deputy city manager will be assuming his duties moving forward. I will continue to work my hardest to ensure good leadership at all levels of our city government. This is the mayor. It looks like a fucking black Kermit the Frog. Mayor Mike fucking Elliott, okay? This is what he had to say. And basically, this is just a statement to the public that says, shit rolls downhill. Shit rolls downhill, and it's not going to be me.
fire the city manager after 15 years of service. In a statement, Bogany said, "I lost my job. I still have my integrity."
So as the city manager was escorted out of his position, I walked up to the deputy city manager, who was appointed an acting city manager, and I asked him point blank, I said, "Am I still the police chief?" The mayor, who was not addressing at the time, leaned in and said, "You are for now."
Monday night, the protesters were back, hundreds more than before. There was now a barrier surrounding the police station and backup officers from around the metro. The commanders on the ground wanted the city to declare it an unlawful assembly.
Turn around and go!
I believe it was Colonel from the State Patrol that said, "We need to have this declaration because the officers are going to be injured. We need to move in and stop this." Riot."
He said the officers are going to be injured, but they were the ones that was going out there intimidating. They were the ones who were pushing people back. Them people were out there protesting. Come on, man.
The mayor could not make a decision. I put that WebEx on mute. I turned to the mayor and I said, "Mayor, we need to have a decision." He looked me in the eye. He got up and he walked out of my office. I took that to mean that he was delegating the authority for me to make that decision.
An unlawful assembly was finally declared, and the mobile command moved in, arresting 40 people.
Remember that? The unlawful assembly, when they just moved out on everybody and they arrested like 40 people, like he said. That was crazy because it was started by that little group. But instead of them going after the group that was starting the shit, they just spread out and grabbed any and everybody. And they knew who was doing it. They were sitting behind a little gate for like hours, it seemed to be. And that little group started throwing stuff over the gate and shaking the gate, and then they finally had enough and just went on everybody. They didn't go out there and grab all those people that was wearing black.
By Tuesday morning, the chief got an email from Kim Potter. She was resigning. He then got a call from the interim city manager.
And he basically told me in no uncertain terms that there was going to be a leadership change within the police department, and I was no longer going to be the police chief.
Gannon was allowed to resign instead and retain benefits from 27 years of service.
I bet.
The days that followed would lead to more protests and 100 more people arrested. Only 9 days later did police start talking de-escalation.
One thing that I think that can be so critical, and it's simple, and it's a value statement, it's de-escalation.
Yeah.
We all need to relax. Law enforcement, citizens, everyone. We need to relax in this moment to get through this week.
But 8 months later, no one can even agree on the lessons we've learned, if any. How do we avoid the vicious cycle between police and protesters? How do we balance free speech and public safety? Or transparency with due process? The former chief still believes he did everything by the book.
Wow. He believed he did everything by the book. Wow. Due process. They're really holding this due process as the top of the chain on, how they was going to move forward. It wasn't clear through the video that she was a dumb bitch. Okay? Whether it was intentional, negligent, ever. There should be a price. That she was a police trainer. She trained other police officers. Okay, I don't know what the fuck she had going on that day. Whether she took too many cups of coffee, no dose. I don't know what taser. Oops, I meant my bad. Shout out to Miss B. Taser. Oops, I meant my bad. It was so shocking that the other police officers jumped out the way. Like, yo, what the fuck you doing? And she said, oh, I just shot him. She has to pay for that somehow, some way. We're not going for that. You're not just going. This is not you working at a rendering plant and you accidentally knocked the pig over in the chopper. You know, I pushed him by accident. We ain't going for that. He was getting chopped up anyway. You just don't be shooting nobody, yelling taser and pulling out your service pistol and putting a whole bunch of lead up in him. That's not cool. Not the experience that you have. We're not going for that.
And while others believe that book needs to be rewritten.
He could have said that day that this is one of the worst tragedies that have happened in my time. And I'm disappointed that it led to the death of Dante Wright. And I have no answers because I expected this police officer to act much better.
I lost my job, but I did it by doing the right things. And I don't want any other police leader to feel that they'd have to do something that they don't believe in. That's what I thought I did. And I paid for it with my job, but I wouldn't change anything.
And the chief wasn't the only one to leave. Since April, 14 officers have left the Brooklyn Center Police Department. 2 other top administrators for the city have also left. We've been reaching out to Mayor Elliott for the last 3 weeks to get his side of this story, but he has not even responded to our calls or emails.
And Tom, did the beat comment for not showing up?
They did. They reached back out to us. They have a very different take on this, as you might imagine. They said they did not want to appear to have endorsed what the police chief was saying. And they say as a general rule, they don't show up when they are actually investigating the department itself. Although I have seen them show up at events and at least describe their process for an investigation. And that clearly they were planning on doing, but did not in this case. All right. Thank you, Tom.
Fuck Chief Gannon. Chief Gannon is exactly where he's supposed to be, sitting the fuck down somewhere. He was supposed to bring Kim Potter's head. That's what he was supposed to do. I'm not trying here. He was supposed to bring Kim Potter's head. All right, moving along. And we're supposed to be reconvening tomorrow. The Kim Potter trial. Supposed to be reconvening. So hopefully we have some interesting things to hear about that. Or at least that's the last I heard. Reconvening tomorrow. If I'm wrong, correct me in the chat. Moving along, I want y'all to brace yourselves and sit back and, hopefully y'all got your popcorn, your snacks and everything. I'm going to show you this guy's name is, what is his name? Let me just pull it up and show y'all what his name is. Here we go, right here. Let me blow it up for you. Technology, I tell you. The name is Chapter 12. I'm sorry, Channel 12. Just recording tonight. I seen the video. I can't blow it up. Hopefully y'all can see it. My computer not working tonight for some reason, but Channel 12. I just seen it tonight. Seen a couple videos. I like them. He got 3.42 subscribers. 3,042 subscribers. Channel 12. Let's get into the video.
Yeah, you guys would really have a lawsuit.
You don't know what you're doing.
No.
Do you have any idea what you said?
I give it to you.
You're on private property. You have to give us
And
ID.
if he asks me to leave, I will leave. I didn't refuse to leave.
I'm
I did
asking you
not
for
refuse
your
to
ID
leave.
right now.
Nope.
We'll take you down and fingerprint you to figure out who you are.
All right? It's against my constitutional right.
You have a wallet on
I'm
you?
out here. I'm filming. I'm performing a constitutional right.
On private property.
And I told him I wouldn't leave if he asked me to leave.
Okay.
I didn't refuse to leave.
And what did I ask you? I asked you to identify yourself.
I'm not identifying.
Why? You don't want to even tell us why you want to film?
Don't you?
You don't even want to
You
tell
want a
us.
lawsuit, don't you? Tell me. Tell me the
You don't want to
truth.
tell us why you want to film our car.
Identify yourself.
So what we got going on is we got Channel 12 taking pictures of the police department. And actually, I'm not even going to hold you. This was the wrong video that I pulled up. But here we go right here. He's taking pictures of the police department, taking pictures of the cars. And he's approached by the chief. And it gets interesting. But one sec, here we go right here.
Cracked windshield that goes across there. Don't know if you can see it.
He's in the parking lot, the employee parking lot of the police station, and he's showing a cruiser that has a cracked windshield.
Right here. And it goes all the way up here. Oops.
Shout out to Pamela Morrison.
Pretty much looks in good body shape. I don't see any
Shout out to Don
this car
Arnold.
hasn't been used in a minute. It's got a little bit of hail damage out right back here on the back. You see this? A little bit of hail damage. You know this. Oh, they got these other cars.
So apparently this is this guy's thing. He likes to go to the police stations and he likes to show the vehicles. He likes to see what condition the vehicles are in because he's questioning where the tax money is going, where the taxpayer money is going. So this is his thing. He does this. He's real extensive with it. And he points out little things like he just pointed out. And as he's looking at these things, he's going to get approached by the chief.
Cars under covered parking, but not this one. A little bit of damage right here. Scratches all over the door here. Yeah, I'm gonna go out here on a limb and say I don't think this car's been used in a minute. Number one, you ain't supposed to drive with a cracked windshield. Let's see. Yeah, it's not picking up. But there's a big crack in that windshield. Here we go, right here. Forest Park. All right, and I'm denying the request. Okay, so the thin blue line flags were down there at the insurrection. Yes, sir.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
You can't take a picture of the equipment.
Why not?
This is the chief that's approaching him saying he can't take a picture. He can't take pictures of the equipment. This is in Oklahoma, Forest Park, Oklahoma.
This is for safety reasons only. Okay.
Big crack in that windshield. Forest Park. I don't see no thin blue line flags, which is a good thing. Remember, we don't want any vehicles without the thin blue line. Well, if I spoke too soon, maybe. Because the thin blue line flags were down there at the insurrection.
Sir,
yes, sir.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
You can't take a picture of the equipment.
Why not?
Okay? You can't. This is for safety reasons only. Okay, and I would appreciate you not taking pictures of the police equipment. Okay.
First Amendment right, sir.
No, sir.
Yeah, it is.
No, sir. I'm asking.
Straight from the door, he's telling him he can't record. He cannot record anything that's on this that's in this parking lot, especially the equipment. Straight denying his First Amendment right.
Asking you. Okay.
I'm listening to you. I hear you.
May I see your ID?
I'm not gonna give you any ID, sir. I'm not doing a crime.
Okay, so I'm asking you not to take a picture of the police equipment.
That's a request, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, and I'm denying the request,
Okay,
sir.
so now I'm going to ask you to leave.
But I didn't break any
I'm
laws, sir.
asking you to leave.
You're trespassing me.
So he should have said, I'm denying that as well, because both questions, both statements, both were questions he asked. He said, I'm asking you to not take pictures. I'm asking you to leave. So I would have denied both of them.
Public property?
I'm asking you to leave. If
Are you trespassing me for public property? Can I hear you say it? Let me hear you say it.
If you're not going to respect the fact that I'm asking you not to take a picture of the equipment, of the police equipment.
I don't get it. They always talking about respect. This is public. This has nothing to do with respect. This is open to everybody's eyes. What respect do I have to give a police car Tussle 2-1. Let's continue on. Sorry about that. Appreciate everybody that hung in there with me.
For police.
Okay.
If
then you should know. Then you should know this law.
Okay, but
you should know this law.
But then you should know not
it's
to
the
take
first,
a picture.
Sir.
No, sir.
Yeah, it is.
No, sir. I'm asking you. Okay.
I'm listening to you. I hear you.
May I see your ID?
I'm not gonna give you any ID, okay. Sir. So, I'm not doing a crime.
Okay, so I'm asking you not to take a picture of the police equipment.
That's a request, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, and I'm denying the request.
Okay,
sir.
So now I'm going to ask you to leave.
But I didn't break any laws.
I'm asking you to leave.
You're trespassing me from public property?
I'm asking you to leave. If
Are you trespassing me from public property? Can I hear you say it? Let me hear you say it.
If you're not going to respect the fact that I'm asking you not to take a picture of the equipment, of the police equipment, and I'm the chief of police.
Okay.
If
then you should know. Then you should know this law.
Okay.
Shout out James Barnes. Have a good night.
But
you should know this law.
But then you should know not
it's
to
the
take
first.
a picture.
It's the First Amendment right. I've been doing it for a year.
Okay.
I've been doing it for a year.
I'm asking you not to take a picture of the equipment.
And I am denying it.
Okay. Then now you're trespassing.
Okay. Are you asking me to leave public property?
I'm asking you to leave.
You're asking
That's
me.
That's not how it goes. Like he said, I'm asking you to leave. I'm asking you to leave. He didn't tell. First of all, there's no signs up there that says private property or restricted area. None of that is going on up there. And every request has been him asking. He never told him to leave. You have to leave under a threat, the rest of being locked up. He never came to him that way. So all these are requests. You ask him to leave. You ask him to stop taking pictures of the equipment. Speaking of the cars, man's not committing a crime, so he's not trespassing. That's not how that works.
To leave public property, but for what reason?
I'm asking you because you're not respecting what I'm asking you to do.
He's not respecting. When it comes to the law, it has nothing to do with respect. It's black and white with the law. The law is the law. It's not nothing about respect. You, and his name is Chief Gibson. Not Chief Gibson, Chief Gip, Gipson. Chief Gibson. Chief Gibson has a problem with him being on the parking lot, taking a picture of the equipment. But, actually he's operating under the color of law right now. And he's actually committing a crime because he's violating somebody's constitutional right to do what they're supposed to do. Simple as that.
You asking me? You're not giving me a lawful order. It's not a lawful order. You cannot tell me a law that tells me that I cannot film your cars.
Well, for what reason are you filming the cars?
For public interest.
What public interest?
I record all police vehicles and I report it back on social media.
Because of what reason?
Because the public needs to know.
What they need to know for?
Like you can't drive this vehicle over
Shout outs random bastard.
Like this vehicle right here. You cannot drive this vehicle right here until this windshield gets fixed.
Shout outs game for all news.
Windshield over here? Do you see the crack in that windshield? You're not going to say nothing? I know one thing. If I see this vehicle out there, I'm going to definitely write down the license plate and report it.
I'm asking you right now.
Sir, I am understanding what you're saying, but it's not a lawful order.
I'm asking you to leave.
It's not a lawful order, though.
I'm asking you to leave.
Okay, I will leave. As soon as I'm done, I will leave.
No, sir. And I'm going to... Okay, I know what you do. Do what you do.
If you trespass me from public property, sir, that's a lawsuit. You don't want a lawsuit, right?
Sir, I'm asking
you. You don't want a lawsuit.
What?
Right?
I'm asking you to leave because you're filming police vehicles.
Am I damaging the vehicles?
Sir, what reason are you filming these?
I just told you.
For public.
For public?
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Please continue watching the video. Sorry about that. I have to pull my guns out real quick. So Let me just put this screen back up as you guys watch.
Interest, yes, absolutely. I do stories on police cars all over Oklahoma.
I never heard of you. Never heard of you. So I'm asking you to leave now.
Well,
I'm asking you to leave now.
You ain't got to get on live, bro.
You to leave.
Come on.
Queen Renetta Williams, please don't pay attention to that. I'm taking care of that by using my guns right now. They're not doing anything within the stream that I don't want them to do. You go ahead on back.
Oh man, are you skin folk or are you kinfolk or skin folk? Which one are you?
Hey man, I'm asking you.
Let me ask you, are you skin folk or kinfolk? Just ask me to answer that. Answer that and I'll leave. Answer that question, I'll leave.
Just leave, please. I'm asking you to leave.
Okay.
Now, I'm asking you not to film any more cars. Just leave.
I'm going to continue to film cars, sir, but I will leave.
Thank you. You have a great day.
You too, but you know you're wrong. I want you to look this up. I want you to look this up because this is public property. I have all the right to be here.
You have no right to film.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. What you going to do about it? Let me put it that way. Let me put it that way.
Just leave, please.
Let me ask you.
Just leave.
Because you know this will be a lawsuit if you violate my rights.
Just leave, please.
After I get done filming, I will leave.
Just leave.
After I get done filming.
No business filming people's tags or none of that. That is none of your concern.
I'm only filming police vehicles.
So he continues to tell the man that he can't record, that we got somebody spamming. We got somebody spamming, ladies and gentlemen. They're having a good time. I'm just going to play the video.
I don't believe that. That's not what I was told.
You saw somebody out here saying I was filming something? Is that what you're saying? We got an unmarked vehicle over here. Looks like it hasn't been in service in a minute. You see this damage right here? See that damage? It's an unmarked car. He's trying to trespass me from public property. Do you guys see this? Oh, no license plate, so it's not in service. I don't think I'm a smart ass. I know the law, sir. If you're going to talk junk, come talk junk to me. If you're going to talk junk, come talk junk to me. I'm not doing nothing illegal. I'm not doing anything illegal. And if you trespass me from this land, I will sue you. I'm just letting you know. No thin blue line flags on here. No thin blue lines flag, so that's pretty cool. All right. The vehicle looks like it's in pretty good condition. I don't see any violations. They do have something up here in the windshield. What is that? Oh, okay, nothing much.
So I guess the chief of police, he pretty much gave up because the man held firm. He stayed there and he continued to record. You know, the police chief knew he couldn't go pretty much outside the lines. He couldn't do that because he knew it would have been wrong if he would have actually made the man leave the property. So he continued to do what he did, which was request for him to leave, asking him to stop recording and asking him to leave. But he knew he couldn't make him leave, so he just gave up. Shout outs to this dude, man.
Excuse me, sir. Yes, sir. I do this all over Oklahoma. Please don't violate my rights. I do not want to sue. I do not want to sue Forest Park. Or what is this? Yeah, Forest Park. I don't want to sue Forest Park. Forest Park. I just saw it on your shirt.
Well, you should have seen it on the cars.
See it on the cars too, sir. But you got to understand this is
Forest Park, Oklahoma, ladies and gentlemen.
The First Amendment protected act. First Amendment protected. I didn't film any of those cars.
How do I not know that?
Well, you just got no. You don't have cameras on your building. Oh, there you go. There you go. That sounds. You're supposed to investigate first. Excuse me, sir. Can I take a look at your fire trucks?
He's not the fire chief.
But are you a fire marshal or do you? But you work for the fire department?
Volunteer for the fire.
Okay. Is there somebody I can talk to see if I can get a chat? Okay.
The fire chief is not here.
Okay. The fire chief is not here.
So we just ask you to respect that.
I will.
You won't listen, will you?
Of course. As long as you don't violate my rights, we don't have a problem.
Okay.
I do not. Come on, man. I want to be kinfolk with you, but right now you acting like skinfolk. Don't act like skinfolk. Act like kinfolk, and respect the Constitution. This is the First Amendment Constitution. If you want to keep going,
I just ask you just to respect what we ask you to do, just to leave. That's all.
I will leave. I will leave. I'm done. There's no more vehicles over here. I am going to leave.
But then you've already said you leave. You've got all the vehicles.
Be nice. Be nice about it, and I will leave.
I ask you to leave.
I will leave. Okay.
I appreciate that.
Since I can't film the fire department, I will leave.
Thank you.
But just know this is a Constitution protected activity, and if you violate people's rights, they will sue you. You don't want people suing your city.
I've been involved.
You don't want people to do it. Okay, so you should know about First Amendment.
So there you go to disdain. He said he'd been in lawsuits plenty of times. I'm pretty sure that's what he was implying.
Constitution protected activity, and if you violate people's rights, they will sue you. You don't want people suing your city.
I've been involved.
You don't want people to do it. Okay, so you should know about First.
He mentioned something about being in lawsuits before, so basically saying he don't care. That's the attitude. We already tried to push this man off the property to not record. He didn't want him looking at the equipment, and then when it comes down to it, that he realized, and he knew all along that he couldn't do it, and it's being mentioned to him that this can be a lawsuit. He wants to bring up the fact that he already been in lawsuits. So they just straight up disdain for the public. Don't care. They hate cameras. They don't want a camera in their face at all because they're not operating in an official capacity. They're not operating in an official capacity like they should be. You know, everything is corrupt. Majority of the things that they do is corrupt. This little Forest Park, Oklahoma, I'm pretty sure the hottest thing they got going on there is the county fair. But they want to act like this when somebody comes with a camera.
We've already established that. I appreciate you.
All right.
Thank you.
I will leave. Thank you. I'm not telling you.
There you go. But you want to film everything. But
No. Come on, let's talk. Let me school you. Come on.
Sir, just leave.
I will leave, but you engage me. You got on, sir. That is called the walk of shame, what you're doing right now. You are dismissed. Now I'm going to keep this camera on for a little bit because I swear to goodness, I think he's going to follow me.
Right, and that's the smartest thing to do. Don't shut the camera off as soon as you're done with the audit, especially after you don't receive that much interaction from the police officer. That's what you don't want to do is cut it off. You want to, now it's important. This is where the battery pack stuff come into play, okay? This is when all the battery packs, all your little accessories come into play. You might want to throw on a body cam at this point as well. You always could twist it around on the strap and put it on your back, okay? So he just mentioned something that's very smart to do. Keep the camera on him for a little while longer because he's leaving. And we already know that Chief Gibson is pissed off.
And try to get my license plate. Always stick up to law enforcement. Don't let them violate your rights. And when they do violate your rights, you sue the mess out of them and you go at them criminally so they lose their job. Film the police, sister.
Mm-hmm.
They're on the police.
Shout outs to
You see that?
Channel 12, man. That's Channel 12
try to
right
find
there.
out
I'll make
where
sure
I'm
y'all
at.
subscribe. We got a couple other videos here. Channel 12, he's spinning around on him.
You
Look
can't
at
go
him.
into people's driveway now. What's wrong with you?
They spinning around on him.
Let's see exactly what he's trying to do here. The chief of police wants to play games. So what we're going to do is we're going to play games right back with him. Once again, this is the town hall.
So that's it of that video, but that's Channel 12, man. Let me see if I can find another video real quick. I was looking at the video where they trespassed him and detained him, illegally detained him for no reason. It was like a 30-minute video, and for like 28 minutes, the camera was on the ground. That's how fast the cuffs got on his wrist and how fast he got detained. So let me see if I can find that real quick. Once again, that's Channel 12. I came across him tonight. I like this work, and I'm bringing them to y'all. Channel 12.
Get my stuff.
He's not there.
There we go. Hey, how you doing? What's up?
Can I help you?
No, I'm good.
No, just checking out your vehicles.
Well, thanks. They're pretty cool, aren't they?
So far,
Yeah.
I don't see no thin blue line on them.
I'm sorry?
I don't see no thin blue line on them. So far, you guys are good.
Okay. You have a driver's license with you? Or an ID?
What would you need that for?
Because you're on private property.
Okay, then I'll leave.
Exactly. I'll leave if I'm on private property. But wait a minute. Before I leave, can you point out any signs that says restricted area? Can you show me any signs that says this is private property? You are considered trespassing after this point? What you want my ID for? Fuck out of here.
Well, I'm going to check your ID first.
No, you're not.
Sir, you're on private property.
Yeah, and you asking me to leave?
No,
Are you asking me to leave?
I'm asking to identify you.
Nope, I'm not identifying.
Wow.
16, get over here. Sir, I'm going to ask you one more time.
I don't care how many times you ask me.
I'm going to ask you one more
I
time.
don't care how many times you ask me.
Please give me your driver's license.
I ain't showing you
Identify
nothing.
yourself while
Nope.
you're on private property.
Nope. You asking me to leave? If you're asking me to leave, I will leave.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and detain.
So that's Lieutenant M. LaHue. M. LaHue.
I'm going to ask you one more
I
time.
don't care how many times you ask me.
Please give me your driver's license.
I ain't showing you
Identify
nothing.
yourself while
Nope.
you're on private property.
Nope. You asking me to leave?
I'm
If you're asking me to leave, I will
I'll
leave.
tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and detain you. Go ahead and put your...
Wow. So now he's detaining him for not committing a crime. There's nothing in this parking lot that says private property, even though it's at a police station. Are you serious? And you requesting for ID? And then you pulling out the cuff saying that he's detained? Who is this crazy cop?
Camera down, please. Go ahead and put your camera
You
down.
can detain me without putting cuffs on me.
put your.
You can detain me without putting cuffs on me.
Sir, I've been nice. I've been polite. Please
So far,
take your.
if you're asking me to leave, I will leave. Are you asking me to leave?
I'm going to identify you.
You're not going to identify nothing.
Oh yeah. Okay.
First Amendment right.
You're on
Constitution. And if you're asking me to leave, I will leave.
Private property.
And if you're asking me to leave, don't touch me. Don't touch me.
I can touch you.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. It'll be a violation.
So the police officer said he could touch him as much as he want. Like, this dude is taking the law in his own hands.
First Amendment right.
You're on
Constitution. And if you're asking me to leave, I will leave.
Private property.
And if you're asking me to leave, don't touch me. Don't touch me.
I can touch you.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. It'll be a violation, and I will have your bag.
No, you
Identify yourself.
I am Lieutenant Mark LeHue, badge number 302,
And
Oklahoma City University Police
And if
Department.
you're asking me to leave, I will leave.
I'm asking to identify you. Please,
I'm not identifying.
Please give me your name.
Nope.
Wow.
Right.
Don't touch me.
Don't turn around.
You ain't gonna be rough. Don't be rough. I'm turning around. My phone.
Shout out to Ace again. What up, bro?
I've asked to identify him.
I'm going to take that back one more time. I'm going to take that back because that was very quick. It was only 2 minutes and 50 seconds. So I'm going to take it back. His whole approach was very, very calm but aggressive at the same time. You know, from the point when he requested for ID, it got crazy.
Sir, can I help you?
No, just checking out your vehicles.
So as you can see from the angles we're at, there's nothing on these walls. I don't know if it's any signs over here that's saying private property. I'm pretty sure as many times as he protested not to give his ID, the officer would have told him or indicated that there were signs out there that said that he was on private property. This was just coming out this horse's mouth, okay? It was just coming out his mouth. He had a problem with the man being on the parking lot recording, and he wanted him to ID. That's what it's about now. It's not even them wanting you to get away from the police station. They want to just ID you. They want to use that as a reason to ID you. But they violating your rights regardless. Either way. Either way.
Sir, can I help you?
No, just checking out your vehicles.
Well, thanks. They're pretty cool, aren't they?
So far.
Yeah.
I don't see no thin blue line on them.
I'm sorry?
I don't see no thin blue line on them. So far, you guys are good.
Okay. You have a driver's license with you? Or an ID?
What would you need that for?
Because you're on private property.
Okay, then.
Wow. Private
Well, I'm
property.
going to check your ID first.
No, you're not.
What are you checking his ID for? For what? He didn't do nothing.
You're on private property.
Yeah, and you asking me to leave?
No,
Are you asking me to leave?
I'm asking to identify you.
Nope, I'm not identifying.
16, get over it. Sir, I'm going to ask you one more time.
I don't care how many times you ask me.
I'm going to ask you one more
I
time.
don't care how many times you ask me.
Please give me your driver's license.
I ain't showing you nothing.
I like this dude, man. Channel 12, man. Channel 12. He's in Oklahoma. Channel 12, 3,420 something, 4,200, excuse me, I'm tired. 3,420 something subscribers. Okay? Show him some love. Check him out. He's doing awesome work. He's standing his ground. He ain't out there being provoking. He's out there just recording what's in the parking lot. That's not a crime. We're allowed to do that. We're allowed to record government entities. We're allowed to record the infrastructure of the entity, whatever it's a police station, fire and rescue, city hall. We're allowed to do that. That's all right. So for this tyrant right here, Lieutenant M. LaHue, to be just straight bullying this dude like that is out of pocket.
We're on private property.
Nope. You asking me to leave? If you're asking me to leave, I will leave.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and detain you. Go ahead and put your camera down, please.
Wow. Put your camera down.
You can detain me without putting cuffs on me. You can detain me without putting cuffs on me.
Sir, I've been nice. I've been polite. Please,
so far.
Take your
If you're asking me to leave, I will leave. Are you asking me to leave?
I'm going to identify you.
You're not going to identify nothing.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
First Amendment right.
You're on
Constitution. And if you're asking me to leave, I will leave.
Property.
And if you're asking me to leave, don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Shout out Dreamland Moore. She says, look at the Chief's uniform. And I'm pretty sure the Chief was so glad that this man didn't, take any steps away from him or just walk fast, because it would have been probably even worse for this man when the Chief got his hands on him. What is he going to do when there's a bank robbery and, he has to be on a foot chase? What is he going to do on a foot chase, period? Nothing. Lieutenant going to get on that radio and call for backup like he called for number 16 a few minutes ago.
I can touch you.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. It'll be a violation and I will have your badge.
No, you won't.
Identify yourself.
I am Lieutenant Mark LeHue, badge number 3.
This is where he triggered it. This is where he gets triggered right here, ladies and gentlemen. When Channel 12 asks for his badge number and his name, he gets triggered.
Identify yourself.
I am Lieutenant Mark LeHue, badge number 302,
and
Oklahoma City University Police Department.
And if you're asking me to leave, I will leave.
I'm asking to identify you. Please.
I'm not identifying.
Please give me your name.
Nope.
All right.
Don't touch me.
Don't turn around.
You ain't got to be rough. Don't be rough. I'm turning around. Drop my phone. How you doing, sir? I'm doing fine. What's going on?
Shout out to Ace again. He says he's enjoying his abuse of authority. And that's exactly what he's doing. He didn't like the fact that the man was out there recording. All this is personal with him. This is personal issues that he has. He's a police officer, totally going against policy, totally going against law. He's acting under the color of law right now, and he's committing a crime in the process.
I've asked to identify him.
Yo, weapons on you.
He will not identify himself.
Don't go in my pocket.
Listen,
don't go in my
he's
pocket.
not going in your pocket.
Don't go in my pocket.
He's not going in your pocket. What are you doing?
The video taking your car.
Why?
What do you think?
You're on private property. Why are you getting?
And I asked him, if you're asking me to leave, I will leave.
Shout out to Diane Black.
I want to.
Why?
Because I want to.
Okay, well, you see how that causes a security concern?
Really.
So if y'all want to go and hear the rest of this, because mostly all of this is audio. As you can see, the camera's on the ground for a while. But there's good commentary. You can hear everything that's going on. Like I said, this is the channel 12, XII, or should I say XLL, channel 12. Check him out. Oh, it's been an okay night. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me, even with the technical difficulties, even with the spamming that wouldn't last. Come on, I'm too ambidextrous on this shit right here. You see what I'm saying? I play with screens. I got phones in front of me. People want to come in. They want to be disruptive. And I got one hand on the mouse, one hand on the phone, and I'm sniping them out. Hey, you can't stop people from being who they want to be. Hey, I'm an asshole. Nobody can stop me from being that. So people who want to come in and disrupt, they just handle accordingly. I'm sorry if that interrupted you guys' flow. I let the video play and I went to work. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Appreciate you. Wayne Fane. Perfect sense when needed. Level wise to see. Mr. Imperial. Albone Coca. What up? What up? Diane Black. Appreciate you. Ace again. Miss B. Appreciate all of y'all. Michael Ray Russell. Michael Ray Russell. All y'all loyal supporters, true resistors. Anytime y'all hang out with me at 3:14 a.m. East Coast time, y'all definitely true resistors. Shout out to Renetta Williams, the queen, all the way from Wynn, Arkansas. That's a loyal supporter right there. Love you, queen. Shout out to Random Bastard. Appreciate y'all. Y'all make sure y'all stay safe. Level Eyes to See. Can't forget about Level Eyes to See. Y'all make sure y'all be safe out there. Y'all see them police doing nasty stuff? Pull out your camera and record them. As simple as that. Catch anything juicy, send it to me. Eyes on Blue Bloods at gmail.com. That's EYEZONBLUEBLOODZ at gmail.com. It's right there floating on the ticker tape right there at the bottom. Right there. I'm tired. About to take it down. I'm out of here.
It's a very psychological thing that's happening here.